There are a lot of other things that still need to be done, but at least the initiatives we were able to work with them on, a lot of considerable ones, they made really meaningful success.
Governor Patrick Morrisey calls this year's legislative session a success, but out of nearly 2,800 bills introduced, only about 11% passed. What made it through and what didn't?
When we saw the opportunity to get it back open, we jumped at it, and a lot of hard work went along the way.
And a downtown movie theater is getting a new spark of life. We'll have when you can expect the popcorn to start popping again.
This is your News on 8 at 5 p.m.
Good evening, and thanks so much for joining us tonight. Now, before we get to tonight's top stories, we're tracking a weather alert across the region. Right now, 8 News Evening anchor Peyton Marshall is out in the field with a live look at conditions. But first, we want to check in with Chief Meteorologist Doug Harlow for the latest. And Doug, what are the biggest concerns for drivers heading home tonight and then tomorrow morning on their commute back into work?
Well, at least initially, Gina, I think it's, just limited visibility. Some of the snow is coming down at a pretty heavy rate, an inch an hour in some locations. Now, it hasn't been sticking to the roads as efficiently because it was 70 degrees 12 hours ago. We were in the 70s yesterday. So we've retained some of that warmth on the roads. A lot of this is sticking to the grass and the colder surfaces. However, when the sun goes down, my concern is that anything wet out there is going to get icy. And we've still got widespread snow that's going to last at least through sundown for the Kanawha Valley and Point Sun off to the east. Then it'll transition to more scattered snow showers into the overnight. But yes, we'll be getting icy. Wind chills will hover in the single digits and teens by tomorrow morning. And that likely means some school delays and closings out there for tomorrow. The snow has been coming down, particularly across the tri-state. We've got a heavy band of snow that's been falling right near the Milton area. That's a live look. Now, you can see the interstate is looking pretty good. My concern is, though, once we get to 7:30, 8 o'clock and we lose that sun, things can get icy quickly because our temperatures are below freezing or at freezing right now, 31, 32 degrees. The only thing that's helping us out right now in terms of keeping the roads fairly clear is the fact that the sun is still up, even though we're not seeing it. And we've still got a heavy band of snow right there across western West Virginia, which is heading east. So the snow is going to pick up in intensity in the Kanawha Valley here pretty soon. The back edge is showing up across the west in the Scioto Valley. So I think the snow will start tailing off around the Huntington area, the Ohio River by 6:30, and then likely by about 7:30, 8 o'clock, it'll transition to more lighter snow showers for the rest of us. But we're not done. We've got more snow squalls to track into Tuesday. So we'll have more on that and how much snow will fall and when it will start to thaw out again around here coming up in just a bit. Right now, though, we want to go outside to our own Peyton Marshall. And Peyton, I bet at this time yesterday afternoon with all that sun and temperatures in the 70s, you didn't have doing live snow coverage on your bingo card, did you?
No, I sure didn't, Doug. In fact, I was in this area this weekend. Charleston did lots of St. Patrick's Day. We were all out in T-shirts, and now look, you can see the hat, you can see the coat. And in fact, speaking of that snowfall, just collecting on my hair, I just stepped out of here so you can see just how quickly, really to kind of speak to how quickly that snowfall is happening. And if you see some of the parked cars in the garage over there, or I should say in the outdoor parking lot, you can see that snow pile. But I want you guys to come over here. We're going to turn the camera just a little bit to look at these roads. You can see they are wet roads, but look at the visibility, right? The visibility being a big concern, and that's why we wanted to hear from C.W. Sigmund. We're going to take a listen to him because these roads and this visibility is exactly what he was really alerting the community about.
Well, my biggest issue right now is visibility. Visibility is just really closed in on us in the last little bit. We probably can't see just half a mile or less right now, so visibility's been reduced, and the roads are wet. Anytime you got wet roads, reduce visibility, slow down, and be careful.
Yeah, slow down, be careful. And you know what? Speaking of visibility, I want you guys to see behind me. The wind is also really strong out here, so we're dealing with those wind gusts. But right here downtown, we're going to expect about an inch of snow tonight. But as Doug mentioned, as the night progresses, that's where the concern becomes for these wet roads that we're seeing, for those to be turning to ice. But where we're going to be seeing more closer to that 1 to 3 inches, that's going to be the Fort Hill area. That's where we're going to be headed next. So I can give you guys a really transparent look at what those conditions are looking like right now, because I know we're clocking just when that sun comes down. That's what we're preparing for. But right now, drive slow. We're already seeing some congestion delays on the West Virginia 511 cameras. But for now, though, Gina, I'm going to send it back to you in studio.
Peyton, thank you so much. And we'll have the latest developments on tonight's weather, as well as all of our top stories over on WCHS.